Well, good morning, this is Rick. I hope everyone's having a great day. This is a very brief allotment update. We've had absolutely bonkers rain for the last, well, since I made the last allotment video, and I've been determined to get up here to sort of, do what I can, and it's been a massive struggle. But I'll show you what we've got so far, and hopefully you can see what's what. Now, I've rearranged all of the beds. This is pretty much the way I think I'm going to go for it. Basically, I've just got two nice wide aisles which I can get the wheelbarrow down without any problems. I've also decided not to butt any of these up together. The closest I'm going is this much, simply because of the slugs. I don't want to give homes to the slugs. So I'm hoping, just by keeping a gap, there will be a lack of slugs, although there may be issues here because obviously there's lots of little nooks and crannies for them to fit into. This is going to be the second chamber. I decided I'm only going to go for 2 chambers. I don't actually need to go for 3. I need to fasten those today. They're just balanced there at the moment, but I'm going to secure them today, put a hinge on this gate. Also today I've got to sort this area out here. I've got a shed coming next week. I've sort of decided that, good grief, it's all waterlogged still. I've decided that I'm going to have a shed here. I've got a 7x5, and it's basically, it will sit pretty much in the footprint of the shadow. There'll be a gap down the middle, and what I'm going to do is extend onto it. I'm going to basically build, or the idea is I'm going to build like a polythene greenhouse area onto the shed. So the shed will be there. I can have a nice little place to make a cup of tea and have a sit, and obviously store a few pots and pans and things, and so, not pans but a few pots, and I can like treat it as a potting shed, but it'll have its own little conservatory in which I can start seedlings off and things like that. That's the idea I've got going there. Now, I have to say an absolute massive thanks to everybody who left comments on my previous video when I was asking for ideas and suggestions regarding exactly how I should lay out the collars, what I should do, anything that I hadn't thought of. I've had an overwhelming response, and all of your replies I've read. Some of them are really, really good. I mean, well, they're all really, really good, but some of them actually really stuck in my head and kind of I think I'm going to run with. One suggestion I had, for example, was to turn, to turn those beds into cold frames. And I was thinking for a long time, those beds are going to take an awful lot of soil to fill up, because I know that because they were in my garden, and they took bags and bags to fill up, and I was kind of thinking it's going to be expensive to use those, but they would make perfect cold frames. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. Thank you for the suggestion, and I should be working on that as soon as we get some decent weather. All right, today's decent, but I've got other things to do. But once the summer's here, those are going to become cold frames. So, and like I say, that was a suggestion that was made to me. I would never have thought of that myself. So this is why I love throwing ideas out there, because you guys have got experience and wisdom, and you very kindly pass those things on to me, and it means I can do things better here. So a big heartfelt thank you for all of your information. Now, I'm sorry I don't reply to all of them. It's getting, time at the moment is just a little bit mad. It's getting almost impossible, because obviously I've got quite a large number of subscribers as well, so it's almost impossible to reply to everyone's comments. But trust me, I do read every single comment, and I reply where I can. But at the moment, like I say, time's a little bit short, and so I've been a little bit quiet lately on the replying front, but hopefully that will change soon. Also, another point that was raised several times actually was perhaps I should put the pallet collars upside down, so that we haven't got these gaps under the wood. Well, the intention is, and always has been, to knock the pallet collars into place. I'll actually pierce the floor wherever they go, because obviously what I don't want to do, so some people suggested to leave them upside down, because then they'll still be stackable. But what you have to remember, or I have to bear in mind, is that this floor is extremely dangerous when it's wet. Think of a I don't know, a carpet on a slippery floor and the carpet hasn't got any grippers on, it can be a little bit like that. It can be quite treacherous. And of course the last thing I want to do is have these corner things sticking up in the air. It'd be like having little knives to fall onto if I do fall over. So like I say, what I will be doing is I will be putting them in that way round, but the little corner bits will be stuck into the ground, and then I'll make sure it's kind of sealed up. And I'm actually thinking of, I don't know, running a piece of duct tape or something around the inside where it meets the tarpaulin, just to kind of get a nice seal on there. So yeah, that's definitely something I'm going to be doing. But oh, the other thing is, I'm also a lot of people suggested, why don't I line the insides of these collars to make them last a bit longer. Well, I thought about it. I thought it was a bit too much of a faff, to be honest. But what I have done is I've got some spray varnish. Okay, so I'm going to go and get on with doing what I've got to do. I'm not going to film it. I really need to get on while the sun is shining. Make hay while the sun shines, as they say. So I will come back to you at the end of the day, or when I've finished doing what I'm doing, and just show you what I've done. And then hopefully the next allotment video will be a little bit more sort of normal. So right, I'm going to go away now, and I will come back to you in a well, probably a few hours in my case, but in your case it'll be, I'll come back to you now. I'm back. That was quick, wasn't it? Okay, I've had quite a productive afternoon. I thought I would show you what I've done. Now basically most of these have been moved out of place. I've managed to varnish most of them. That was pretty backbreaking, but we did it nonetheless. So basically they've all been varnished along the edge. These are all upside down. They're going to be along the edge that's going to be in contact with the membrane and the inside. So if it gives me another year or two out of them, I'll be happy. I've managed to put some or managed to upholster my my two compost beds and put hinges on this one. So this is, it's got a nice big gate on it. This is sort of not being used at the moment, but the idea is once this has broken down, I'm going to put it over into there. I had a good dig around in this stuff. It's breaking down beautifully. There's lots and lots of worms in there, and I reckon another few months and I'll be able to transfer it over to this side. I'll probably cut a hole in the membrane again just to keep the worms doing their thing. The ground has been appalling. Look at next door. This is the kind of levels of water we got to deal with, and I've got this under here. You can see where I've been treading around. This is why I'm saying this membrane can be a bit treacherous when the ground's moving underneath it. I managed to get the shed base down, which is just, I was about 8 wheelbarrows full of that, the stuff that they use to make the road, and then I've just kind of trodden it down. And luckily there was a big pile of it down the bottom of the allotment area. Anyway, next on the agenda, like I say, is just to get these beds up into exactly in the position that they want to be, and then I can start putting soil in them. However, I have to bear in mind, as soon as I start putting soil in them, all the local cats are going to start using them, so I'm going to have a plan. What I'm thinking actually is getting some more of that membrane or some polythene and just covering them over with polythene so that the cats don't use them. I'll figure that out, but there's no hurry to get the soil in them for now. You know, I only actually need, when you think about it, I only actually need soil in them when I'm going to go and grow something. I know it would be nice to get a few things in the ground this year, but like I said, I don't want to rush. I don't want to rush things and get it wrong, if you see what I mean, and then it's like, oh, I shouldn't have put it there, I should have moved it over. I mean, one of the things I'm thinking of is when I put the new shed there, I'm looking at building a kind of a greenhouse growing area where these things are stacked, sort of attached to it, and I've got to basically leave this area clear just so that if I make quite a large one, it's going to be I'm not going to end up tripping over these things. But yeah, so I'm not completely ready to start filling these things with soil yet. So like I say, there's no real hurry, but like I say, I've taken this whole year off to get this right, and I will get it right. Anyway, sorry, waffling on. I'm going to leave it now. So thanks for watching, guys. Have a great rest of the day, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.